Hello everyone, my name is Laras Sati, and in this video, I will explain about DDL and DML statement in SQL. First of all, understanding the differences between DDL and DML in SQL is crucial for managing and manipulating databases effectively. In this video, we will dive deep into the key differences between these two essential SQL commands and show you how to use them to optimize your database performance. So let's get started. So what is DDL? DDL, or Data Definition Language, is a subset of SQL, Structured Query Language, used to define a database's structures and its objects such as tables, views, indexes, and procedures. Some of the most common DDL statements include: first, create. This statement creates a new database object such as table, views, or index. For example, the following SQL statement creates a table called customers. Second, alter. This statement is used to modify an existing database object. For example, the following SQL statement adds a new column called email to the customer table. Third, drop. This statement is used to delete an existing database object. For example, the following SQL statement deletes the customer's tables. Fourth, truncate. This statement is used to delete all the rows in a table, but unlike the drop statement, it preserves the table structures and indexes. Fifth, rename. This statement is used to rename an existing database object. For example, the following SQL statement renames the customer's table to clients. It's important to note that the DDL statements are executed immediately and are permanent, meaning that once an object is created, altered, or deleted, the change cannot be undone. Therefore, it's essential to be careful and make sure that you have a database backup before executing any DDL statements. Here's are the example of a DDL statement. This code creates a table named employees with 4 columns: ID, name, age, and position. The ID column is defined as an integer and is set as the primary key. The name, age, and position columns are defined as varchar 255 and are set as not null. Next, what is DML? DML, or Data Manipulation Language, is a subset of SQL, Structured Query Language, that is used to manipulate the data within a database. DML statements are used to insert, update, and delete data in a database. Some of the most common DML statements include: first, select. This statement is used to retrieve data from one or more tables in a database. As an example, the following SQL query retrieves all records from the customer table. Next, second, insert. This statement is used to insert a new data into a table. As an illustration, the following SQL statement inserts a new row into the customer's table. Third, update. This statement is used to modify existing data in a table. For example, the following SQL statements updates the address of the customer with an ID of 1 in the customer's table. And last is delete. This statement is used to delete data from a table. For example, the following SQL statement deletes the customer with an ID of 1 from the customer's table. So here's are the example of DML statement. This code insert a new row into the employees table. The new row has an ID of 1, a name of John Doe, an age of 25, and a position of software engineer. So, for your information, DML statements are executed immediately and can be undone with rollback statement. It's important to note that while DDL statements are used to create, alter, and delete database objects, DML statements are used to manipulate the data within those objects. DML statements are usually executed by end users, such as applications or systems interacting with the database to retrieve, update, or delete data. The database management system runs DML statements after a query is made. Next is the differences between DDL and DML. First, DDL used to define database objects like tables, indexes, views, etc. While on the other hand, DML used to manipulate data within the database. Second, examples of DDL statements include create, alter, and drop, while examples of DML statements include select, insert, update, and delete. Third, changes mode using DDL affect the structures of the database, while on the other hand, changes made using DML affect the data stored in the database. Fourth, DDL statements are not transactional, meaning they cannot be rolled back, while on the other hand, DML statements are transactional, meaning they can be rolled back if necessary. Fifth, DDL statements are usually executed by a database administrator, while on the other hand, DML statements are executed by application developers or end users. Sixth, DDL statements are typically used during the design and setup phase of a database, while DML statements are used during normal operation of a database. And the last example of DDL statements is create table, drop table, alter table, create index, etc. While on the other hand, examples of DML statements is select, insert, update, delete, etc. Next, there are benefits of DDL and DML. DDL, Data Definition Language, provides the ability to define, create, and modify database objects such as tables, views, indexes, and users. DML, Data Manipulation Language, allows for manipulating data in a database such as inserting, updating, and deleting records. DDL and DML commands can be used to ensure data integrity in database. DDL and DML commands provide a way to control access to the database by granting and revoking privileges. DDL and DML commands allow for the efficient retrieval of data from the database. DDL and DML commands allow for the efficient execution of queries. DDL and DML commands provide a way to maintain database performance. So here we have DDL or Data Definition Language example. This code creates a new employee table containing 4 columns: employee ID, first name, last name, and department. It then adds an additional column, salary, to the table. Finally, it drops the employees table from the database. Next, we have DML, Data Manipulation Language example. So, this code inserts a new row into the employees table with the values of 1, John, Smith, and IT for the respective columns. It then updates the salary column for the row with an employee ID of 1 to 50,000. It then selects all of the rows from the employees table and finally deletes the row with an employee ID of 1. Here is the other example of DDL. So this code alters the student table and add address. That means this command will add a new column address to the table student which will hold data of type varchar, which is a string with 200 length. Next is the other example of DML statement. This code update employee salary number 100 and set the salary to 5,000. We finally reached the end of my video. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.